Quick daily market analysis for Wednesday, April the 1st. Hi guys, I'm Don, I'm a financial analyst and a trader, and markets rose again today, sort of a tying over from yesterday's strength there as we start the first day of the new quarter. We did have a Bank of America out concerning over the macro sort of aspects to the economy there, suggesting that oil is going to stay elevated there around the $100 range there, pushing prices up there, and also they are seeing slowing growth as well as a consequence, and they're terming that sort of phenomenon the war dividend there, which is kind of a sort of mild stagflation. Of course, traders and investors are ignoring that at the moment. Purely the move again today is driven on positive sentiment. And as a consequence of the inflationary pressures the consumers are facing, Nike's stock there sunk around 15% in trading today. That's on the back of a lowered guidance there going forward, which just sort of is demonstrating that consumers are getting pinched, and obviously buying less consumer goods is sort of the data shows in Nike's projections. And over to European markets, where stocks were higher, over 2% in trading. That's on the back of airline and bank stocks there. We did have data out showing that factory inputs in the Eurozone are rising quite substantially because of the elevated oil price. And in Spain, the country saw Tesla's sales of Teslas rise about 25%. A lot of that is consumers switching to EVs in light of the high gas prices. And over UK markets, where stocks rose almost 2% in trading. That's as the Bank of England came out to flag risk over that rising oil pricing is pressuring the economy. It is providing sort of excessive risk to growth in the country. And they also mentioned that food prices in the UK could rise almost 9% as a cause of the spike in oil. And also, on top of that, UK factories are seeing the highest costs increases of production since the early 90s. And lastly, over to Canadian markets, where the TSX was up just over 0.5%. That's on the back of a strong move in bank and gold stocks. We did have weakness in the energy sector there with that oil price dropping. Energy sector dropped around 4% or so today. We did have the federal government out pausing the liquor tax there that came into effect today, April 1st. There is more calls for amongst analysts and economists to halt the increase in the carbon tax, which will put prices up of fuel and industrial goods as well.